Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. 2018 is officially coming to a close. So, yeah, time goes by so fast. It's just so unbelievable, you know? Um, so, yeah, 2018 was, it was a pretty good year for me. I had a good 2018. I hope you all did too. But, so yeah. So, in this video, I want to talk about someone very, 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 very special in this world. He is a movie critic who lives in Ohio, and I gotta say, this person is a really cool guy, and he is a professional about what he does. And who is that person? And who is that person? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that person is Chris Stuckmann. Chris Stuckmann is a fantastic movie critic, and he is so great at what he does about when he reviews movies, and when he explains everything about what's good and what's bad about a movie, or at least what he thinks about the movie, whether he thinks it's good or bad or in between. You know, there are other people that I have seen on YouTube that reviews movies and loves movies that I do. I mean, there's Jeremy Johns, there's the Flick Pick, also known as John Flickingster. There's Schmoes Know, which is a channel with two guys, which are Christian Harloff and Mark Ellis. All those people I do subscribe on YouTube, but of course I subscribe to Chris Stuckmann, obviously. Chris Stuckmann is my #1 favorite of all time. He really is. Although, of course, I do gotta say, even Chris, well, everyone who I've seen who made top 10 best or worst movies of each year list, like, even people that I don't really subscribe to or barely watch on YouTube, even Chris Stuckmann, even they and I all, of course, have disagreements about movies. Even Chris Stuckmann has I mean, everyone I've seen, even Chris Stuckmann, love it. Chris Stuckmann, Jeremy Johns, John Flickenster, and Mark and Christian from Smellzone, and other people I've seen on YouTube have put some particular movies, on their worst movies of whatever year that I consider to be great movies, and I would put on one of my best of whatever year that is. Like I've seen top 10s best and I've seen top 10 worst movies of Chris's and Jeremy John's and just about everyone else, and I'm like, what? Fuck that! No, fuck that! That is a good movie. That is a great movie. That was one of the best. Or that's a good movie. It's decent. Not one of the best, but it's decent. Or no, I thought it was okay. It wasn't that bad, but yeah, like even Chris Stuckmann, of course. So yeah, I'm not gonna name any movies because this is not really the best place to talk about that. But yeah. But of course there are movies that I love, and so does Chris, and there's like just one or maybe like a couple movies that I've seen that I hate but Chris Stuckmann likes. But so yeah. So right now let's talk about this. So yeah. So today is New Year's Eve 2018. It has been exactly 2 years. Exactly 2 years since I discovered Chris Stuckmann's existence in life. Because I remember it was on New Year's Eve in 2016. I remember but before I got into watching all these top 10s, whatever, I was kind of thinking to myself, I wonder what people would consider to be the worst movies of 2016 would be. And so I remember going on YouTube. I typed in worst movies of 2016, and I saw a list, and the one at the top I am sure it was at the top or somewhere at the top. I saw best movies of 2016, and it was Chris Stuckman. And I was like, okay, I'll check this one out. And it was the very first top 10 I ever saw on YouTube in my life. And I watched his top 10 and like, oh, okay, okay. And I watched it. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, oh, that movie. He thinks that movie's bad. Oh, then maybe I shouldn't see that movie. But so yeah, and then there was another person I watched her top 10 worst, and I'm just like, like, oh my god, and I was like, oh my god, no, I like the other guy much better. But but yeah, and then after that I watched his best, and then after a while I didn't really like. I've done other things and didn't get in too much into YouTube yet, but then like I decided to go back on and rewatch them again to memorize the knowledge about after the first time of watching his best and worst movies of 2016, and then I watched all look at that look went back through and watched all of his best and worst movies of the earliest of what's on YouTube, from his best and worst of 2016 all the way back to his worst movies of 2011. I mean, I believe I know that he did make top 10 best movies of 2011, but sometime before I even knew who he was, he had deleted that video for some reason. I don't know why. I wish he didn't, but anyways, so yeah, and then so you know what, and this guy's a pretty cool guy. Like he talks about why a movie is bad or whatever, and like even movies that when he talks about how bad it is, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a good movie, or something like that. But and then I watched other top tens like Jeremy Johns. He was the second. I mean, and then there was that one other person I did watch before but and then I've been watching more of his videos, and then I finally and then sometime in like it was like May 2017 when I created my own YouTube channel where I could like make my own videos and all that, and like there's this thing that could show like a whole history about what videos I have watched ever between now and whenever I opened up my YouTube channel. And so yeah, and then I am working on watching every single movie review that Chris Stuckmann has made on his channel, but I'm not gonna lie, there's exactly 225 movie reviews left that I still have to watch that are movie reviews by Chris Stuckmann. Exactly 225. Yeah. Plus a few of his hilariosity reviews, and I've seen some of them, but I haven't watched them all yet. But from the some I've seen, some of them I really enjoy watching. Most of the time, but yeah, like he knows what he he obviously knows what he talks about, and which is kind of a well. And then I want to say for me, I don't really I really don't know how to explain like things about a movie too well, whether I say it's good or bad. And when someone would ask me, "Hey Max, why do you think this movie is good? What do you think?" And I'd be like, "Well, I'm not sure how to explain. Like I can picture about why I think a movie is good, but I just don't know how to put it in words. I'm honestly not good at that. I'm not really too good at that, but." I mean, there are things I know I can say about what I like in a movie or something like that, and say, I thought, yeah, like, basically all I can say is that I think, like, a movie is good or it's not good. But Chris Stuckmann, he obviously knows how to explain about why he thinks a movie is good or bad or just okay. But, so yeah, I like I said, it's been exactly 2 years since I knew who he was, and because today's New Year's Eve on 2018, and so yeah, I've been a fan of Chris Stuckmann for 2 years now, and he made and so and he and since then like towards the end of last year, I was excited to see his top 10 best and worst of 2017. I've watched those, and now I'm glad he made his top 10 best movies of 2018, but he said he wasn't. He said he actually didn't want to make a top 10 worst of 2018. I mean, he said he didn't say he wasn't going to. He just said he didn't want to. I mean, it's possible that so right now. So at this point, it's possible that he will, and it's possible that he won't. But he just doesn't know just yet. But all we know is that he really doesn't want to, and he said why at the end of his best movies video of 2018, but can't remember why. But I do understand it. But I am actually hoping he does still make his best or make his worst movies of 2018. But it's his channel and it's his choice. If he wants to do it, then I mean, if he does it, then that's great. But yeah, if he does make his top 10 worst movies of 2018, then great, perfect. But if he doesn't, then oh well. I can deal with it. Just move along, and But I want to say this. I've always wondered this. I mean, as this year was going on, I was like I could tell something. I just wanted to make sure like I was like, and I discovered it, and like I discovered it earlier this year, and of course by this year I don't have to, because I'm sure by now it's but well, yeah. So anyways, Chris Stuckmann actually has not reviewed as much movies this year as he usually does, because like I have oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to here. There we go. Sorry about that. Because some time ago, earlier this year, I was counting every movie that he reviewed last year that was released, at least in theaters or Netflix or whatever, or wherever in that year, and I can't remember how much, but it was like maybe like over 100 or whatever. And then at least from that time earlier this year, I was counting to however many videos by that time of last year, and then this year, and that's what I figured out. Like that's what I thought. Yeah, he really hasn't reviewed as much movies as he has this year, which I don't understand why. But although he has said something about something that he's been doing, like making making some kind of movies himself. So I mean, as he just said in his movie review for It's a Wonderful Life, right now he is like a part-time director, and he wants to be a full-time director, because like a couple of months ago or so, I actually, for the first time, I watched both of his videos for a rant on annoying moviegoers, and when he talks about these ridiculous incident that he's had during movies at the theater about these annoying people that won't about these really obnoxious people that won't shut up during a movie. And on his first one, I remember him saying that that's when I found out that he actually wants to be a movie director himself one day, and be like, like Steven Spielberg or James Cameron or Tim Burton or Paul W.S. Henderson or Raja Gosling or Ron Howard, or you know what I mean. So, and I was thinking, oh really? Oh, yeah. But then the problem about that is that whenever that happens, whenever and if ever he does become a full-time director and directs movies and put them out in theaters or whatever, then that means he can't be like doing this anymore. Like, we can't see any more top tens of his, and like, which is definitely a shame for me, because he's my number one favorite person to watch on YouTube watch movie reviews, especially of how he does his top tens. In fact, but in fact, let me go ahead and get this out of the way. I enjoyed watching his top 10 best movies of 2018. Although, well, first let me say, the last couple of years he did top 15 best. And this year he only did 10. I would probably have to say it's because, well, maybe like one of the reasons because he hasn't reviewed as much movies as he usually does, but then also probably because that there weren't too many great movies that came out this year that that were that were too good or whatever. But I mean that was like the case with 2015. In 2015, he did only a top 10 best movies. But I mean he reviewed a whole bunch of movies as he usually did, but he did 10 because there weren't as much as great movies or whatever. Because in 2014, he did 20. He did his top 20 best movies of 2014, and that was awesome. And um so what was I oh yeah, so like during his when he was doing his top 10 best movies of 2018, I was surprised to hear that I was surprised to see that whenever he like showed the movie at whatever number, he just shows a picture and then says it. Like he doesn't do that music thing like shows like the movie and the number at whatever spot on the list and have that and has that music thing like the you know what I mean? Like he like Chris, why didn't you do that? Why did you just why like you've been doing that since 2014? Why did you just stop doing that? I like that much better when you do that music thing and all that. You know, it's like why didn't you do that? Like I really wonder how come he didn't do that. If Chris Stuckmann ever does watch this video, then it would be great if he comment below um and tell me answer me why he didn't do it that way. But then I don't know. But then then the other thing that surprised me at the end of that video, he didn't say get Stuckmanized. But there's been other few times like during these special videos where he doesn't say get Stuckmanized. Like why don't you just say that? And this is the first time where he's made a top best or worst movies list and did not say get Stuckmanized. I'm like, what's up with that, man? Why didn't you say that? Like you always say that. But I would definitely like to know why. If I can, I would really like to know why he didn't do that music thing at every movie on the list. And since he did with his best, if he does make his top 10 worst movies of 2018, which I hope he does, but he probably won't. I am sure he will do the same thing. He won't put the music thing on, and he'll just say it, and you know. But um but so yeah so Chris, if you're watching this, I want to say, well, obviously there's no way that I would not there's no way I would not subscribe to you. Despite all the movies that I think are great, but you don't agree so, and all the times when I'd be like, "Are you serious? You think that's a bad movie, or you don't think it's that good?" And I'm just like, despite all that, Chris, I love you. I love you, man. You are awesome. You are an awesome person. And I know, like I said, I know you live in Ohio. But I live here in Maryland. I live in Bowie, Maryland. Bowie is the name of the city. Yeah. I live in Bowie, Maryland. So, it would be such an honor if I ever got to meet you in person. I would love one day to meet you in person, so we can just talk about movies and all that, and talk about like, you know, like, and ask you questions about why you did things like a certain way during a video or whatever. But also to talk about like about what movies that I agree that I think are great, like you think are great, and or whatever, you know. But and to ask you about what movies that and to ask you about movies that I've seen and of what I've seen and like or love that you have never talked about, like movie that came out in the past that I've never heard you talk about before. Um, but but yeah, like if there were like I mean yeah, I mean like I said, I live in Maryland, in a city called Bowie. You live in Ohio. I don't know what city. I would it would be I would really really love to see you in person. In fact, if I could, I would probably prefer to maybe like go up to maybe like your house to I mean, with that one big blue room, like to like just to like look at all those movies that you've made, movies that you've had, movies that you have in that one big room. Look at all that, and then just like we can just talk about movies. Like, so like, what do you think about this movie? What do you think about that movie? And we can just just talk and then maybe like have a debate about a movie, but I mean not to like get mad and argue about it and be like, no, this is not a good movie. Like of course I don't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do it in drama, but if you and I at least ever met in person, that would be so great and get a chance to talk to each other about stuff and for me to say what an awesome person you are. I love you, Chris. You are amazing. You are the best person. You are my favorite person to talk about movies on YouTube. You are my favorite other than myself. Um so yeah, you're a great person and I'm sure you have a great life and and of course you're married to a woman named Samantha, who is of course a very attractive woman. Yeah, Samantha Stuckmann. Yeah, Chris, Chris, you are so lucky. You should be proud of yourself to be married to someone who's so beautiful and gorgeous. You really should be. Samantha is a very beautiful and very gorgeous woman. She really is. Um, so yeah, it would be really great if I actually got to see you in person. And I will just go ahead and say this, not just to say this to you, Chris, but every single person who watches this video, but definitely to say this to Chris, and that's what my number one favorite movie of all time. I'm gonna go ahead and say what my number one favorite movie of all time is. My my number one my number one favorite movie of all time is Avatar. Um, sorry, that's my dog. Avatar is my favorite movie of all time. No, not the M. Night Shyamalan Last Airbender. No. Just so you know, it's the James Cameron Avatar with all the blue people. That is my number one favorite movie of all time. I love that movie. I think that movie is amazing. That is my number one favorite movie of all time. And it pisses me off that people think that movie is very overrated. Avatar is not overrated at all. It is the number one best movie of all time. Well, at least in my opinion it is, but so and and as you can see there's a poster of the movie Gone with the Wind. That's actually my mom's favorite movie of all time. She loves that movie. We've had that for I don't know how many years, like since before I was even born. So yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Well, first let me just get this out of the way. And so Chris, I love, yeah, I just want to tell you that Avatar is my favorite movie of all time. And I know you don't have a number one favorite movie of all time because you said that it's too hard for you to pick. There's just so many movies that you love so much that are so good. Like they're just particular movies that you just can't decide which one you like better than the other. So yeah. But I do know, but of course, but I'm a big fan of yours, so of course I do know that your number one least favorite movie of all time is Dragon Ball Evolution. Yeah, and Dragon Ball was like your favorite anime growing up, and it's actually really sad because like that was your favorite anime, and then they finally make a live action movie, and it turns out to be the worst thing ever. That's sad, man. It's sad. I just want to say this. I never watched the show. I never watched Dragon Ball growing up when I was a kid. I always thought it looked really stupid, but because I'm a movie person, like Chris Stuckmann, you Chris, and most people are it's like maybe I should watch this TV show and then leading up to the movie because I never saw Dragon Ball Evolution, and I never grew up watching the show Avatar: The Last Airbender and then the movie The Last Airbender, which I also hear is terrible. But I actually did start to watch the show some time ago, but right now I can't for reasons. But but yeah, and I do want to say this, Chris. So you have well, first let me say I know you have three videos of movie reviews for Dragon Ball Evolution. My favorite one is of course your Hilariosity review. I have been watching that a lot. It's just fun to watch, and to see how much you hate that movie, and it's like, oh boy. But and then so anyways, you also have three Blu-ray collection videos. And of course, my favorite one out of all of them is, of course, your recent one because more movies. And I have asked you, I have commented on below on that video a few times, um, to make another Blu-ray collection. But then I saw in your anime collection that you said that you actually can't do it anymore because you have a shit ton of movies, which is a shame. I wish you really could do at least one more Blu-ray collection, but if you're not going to, then that's fine. But it would be great if you did, at least just one more time in your life, just one more. But I do have my Blu-ray collection. If you want to check that out on my channel, you can. But just so you know, it's almost an hour and a half long, which I actually did not intend for that to happen. I did not intend for my Blu-ray collection video to be that long. But whenever the next time in the future when I make another one, I'll definitely make sure it's a lot shorter. But so yeah. Um, but yeah, your latest movie, your latest Blu-ray collection video I've watched a lot. It's just so fun to watch, and it makes me want to watch one of those movies that I have right now. Like like just makes me want to watch. It makes me just want to turn that video right off and just put a movie right in and watch it. And at least all the ones that I have and like, of course. So yeah. But yeah, and I also want to say this to you, Chris. There really are a particular kind of movie. There actually are some particular movies that I like and everyone else hates. And probably even you too. But I'm not going to say what they are because that I'm not. Yeah, this is not the best place to talk about that. I mean, I know I said what my favorite movie of all time is, but I just feel like I wanted to say that. That is, I mean, yeah, just saying what my favorite movie is of all time. I just wanted to I just really wanted Chris, I just wanted you to have the knowledge of that. If you ever watch this video, which I hope you do. But so, oh yeah, and another thing, that video that you made a couple months ago about the Defy Media, about that whole bullshit that was going on with that company and all that, Chris, I support you. I support you for all that bullshit. I can't remember all the details now, but from what I remember, it's ridiculous, and like that bullshit should not happen. It's ridiculous. I completely agree with you on that, Chris. I support you for that. That bullshit should just stop, and however it was of how it was at first or whatever, and of how it should be, it should really go back to that very soon. And I hope to God it goes back to that way soon. However it was, Chris. I support you for that. I support you for that. And I just want to get this out of the way. That too was another video where you didn't say get stuck on ice. You just went have a good day or something like that. So like why didn't you just say? But so yeah, I'll just say this again one more time. Like some videos, like even your top 10 best of 2018, you didn't say get stuck on ice, which I don't know why you didn't. But anyways, so but bottom line for that, Chris, I support you. I support you of the Defy Media and all that. I completely support you 100%. So, yeah. So, anyways, as I said before, Chris, I love you. You are amazing, and if you do end up reviewing movie, or if you do end up being a full-time director and making movies yourself, to put out in theaters, and I mean the kind of person you are and of what you think of movies, then like yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking forward to see what kind of movies that you make, and to see how they turn out to be, and see how good they are, and to see what other people will think of them, you know. So yeah. Um, but in the end, I hope you still keep doing movie reviews. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. So before I wrap this up, I just want to do one. I should have done this earlier, but I forgot. But when I was saying, Chris, when I said that you didn't review as much movies this year as you usually did, I actually do have a list of these movies that came out this year that you did not review. That would have been great to see. That would have been great to see you review, but you didn't. I just want to name them all. Look, I just want to name them all. So I just feel like I want to do this. So I mean. So here's a list of all the movies that came out but Chris Stuckmann did not see and review. Chris, so Chris, here's a list of all these movies that came out that you did not review. I know you couldn't like see like every movie. I know you can't see like every movie, but still like there was a lot of but still you didn't review as much movies as you usually do, and there was like maybe like so at least a lot of these you could have reviewed. At least a lot of these you could have reviewed, but you didn't because of whatever it is you had going on, like making these small time movies or whatever. So let me name them all. Uh, oh, okay, so here's a list of all these movies that you, Chris, did not see and review this year, and those movies are The Hurricane Heist, an action movie about a bank robbery during a hurricane that was directed by Rob Cohen, who made the first Fast and Furious movie, the first Triple X movie, and Stealth. You did not review Proud Mary, starring Taraji P. Henson or something. Yeah, you didn't see and review that movie. Show Dogs, about these talking police dogs and cats. It was directed by Rajat Gosnell, who made Scooby-Doo 1 and 2, Home Alone 3, and Smurfs 1 and 2, and you know. So yeah, you didn't review that movie. You did not review I Feel Pretty, a comedy starring Amy Schumer. Did not see and review that movie. Blockers with John Cena and Leslie Mann. You didn't review that movie. Christopher Robin. Oh, Chris, I was definitely expecting that you would see and review Christopher Robin. I was expecting that, and it was shocking that you did not review that movie. And let's see what else. You did not review Peter Rabbit. You did not review Game Night. You did not review Early Man, an anime movie that's the same kind of animation as Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run. Let's see what else. You did not review Super Troopers 2. You did not review Traffic. And 2 Melissa McCarthy movies came out this year that you did not review. That's Life of a Party and The Happy Time Murderers. That, whole rated R Muppet movie thing, you know. You did not review The Spy Who Dumped Me. You also did not review The Nutcracker, Action Point, Tag, Uncle Drew, Night School with Kevin Hart, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, The Darkest Minds, Alpha, AXL, Smallfoot. Oh yeah, I was definitely hoping you would review that movie. Hunter Killer, yeah, definitely that one. I was hoping you would review that movie. Johnny English Strikes Again, Nobody's Fool, Instant Family, Widows, Second Act, Mary Poppins Returns, and last but not least, the last movie that you did not see and review, which I am mostly upset about, that's Wreck-It Ralph 2. All these movies you did not see and review. Like, it would have been great to see you review Hurricane Heist, Proud Mary, Show Dogs, Uncle Drew, Christopher Robin, yeah. And I didn't see all these movies, but even all the ones that I did not see and don't care to see, it would have been great to see what you thought, to see what you thought of them at least. But I want to say, I'm definitely really shocked that you did not review Wreck-It Ralph 2. I mean, like, why didn't you couldn't at least see me review that movie? It's like, I mean, I know you reviewed the first one when it came out in 2012, and I did watch that movie review, but like, I if I can, I would like to know why you did not why you did not review Wreck-It Ralph 2. What that's the one that upsets me and shocks me the most. Like Wreck-It Ralph 2 was a big box office what was a big box office movie. Like, why didn't you see that movie? And besides that, the first Wreck-It Wreck-It Ralph 2 is really good, to be honest. Just so you know, Chris, it was really good, but not as good as the first one. In fact, the first Wreck-It Ralph actually is one of my favorite movies of all time. It really is. And with Wreck-It Ralph 2, I was yeah. And after, especially that you reviewed the first Wreck-It Ralph 2 when that came out, or Wreck-It Ralph when that came out, the first one, I was looking forward to see your review for Wreck-It Ralph 2, and you didn't review it. So I would like to know exactly why you did not review Wreck-It Ralph 2. Like, you should have reviewed that, and you didn't. And on that same day, we had Creed 2, which you reviewed earlier, but then we also had Robin Hood, which you gave an F to and thought that movie was total garbage. And I saw Robin Hood in theaters as well, and yeah, I did not like that movie at all. But yeah, like, really, Chris, why did you not review Wreck-It Ralph 2? You really should have reviewed Wreck-It Ralph 2. You should have seen and reviewed that. But you didn't. I don't know why, and I kind of would like to know why that you did not review that movie, which you should have. But so yeah. But anyways, of course, Chris, this video is made to make you smile, Chris, because as I said before, you are an awesome person. I love you so much. You are an awesome person. You're a big movie person. You are a big movie freak like I am, and you should be very proud of yourself for being married to a woman named Samantha, who, like I said, is a very, very beautiful and very gorgeous woman. I hope your life is great. And so yeah, Chris, you rock. And as I said before, I hope to God one day I will meet you in person. Hopefully. So yeah. So that is going to be a wrap for this video, and I want to thank everyone who watched this video. I want to thank you all so much for watching it, for watching this video, especially you, Chris, if you do end up watching this video, which I hope you do. So I want to thank you all so much for watching this, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmannized. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Chris. I would never steal your thing. I would never steal that. I would not do that. I was just kidding. I was kidding. I wouldn't do that. It was a joke. But seriously, anyways, thank you everyone for watching this, and especially you, Chris. I'll say this one more time. I love you, Chris Stuckmann. You are cool and awesome, and I hope to see you one day. And I hope everyone have a great New Year's Day. I look forward to I look forward to 2019 to be a great year for everyone for everyone's personal lives, and myself included, and of course Chris Stuckmann, and for 2019 to also be a great year for movies. So yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. Even you, Chris, as long as you do watch this as long as you do watch this video. So have a good one. Thank you everyone for watching. Peace out. Happy New Year.